To complete the inventory assignment, you will first need to make sure that you have downloaded from the Module 2 page on our PowerSchool the document called Inventory. If you click on that, it should download it to the bottom of your screen. Open it up. And then we are ready to go. So this is what you're going to be using. If it's too small, down in the bottom right corner, you could always increase the size. So I'm at 160%, and that looks about right. Also, if you have it fully maximized, you're not going to have access to this top gray toolbar here unless you put your cursor up towards the top, and then it'll make it populate. So if you want to have it minimized and just drag it so it fills the screen, that's what I typically do. And then I could easily go back and forth as well from the instructions. Our instructions for the inventory assignment. If you click on the inventory assignment in here, then we have our inventory instructions posted right here. When you open up the inventory instructions under attachments on the assignment, it will pull up a Google document with all the instructions that you'll need to complete the inventory assignment. So now that I have the instructions pulled up and my Excel document pulled up, first thing it wants me to do, File, Save As. Save it to your desktop, into your folder that we have created for Excel, Module 2, and it's going to be called Inventory Revised. And then save. That was step 1. Step 2, we're going to merge and center A1 through D1, and then change the font to Bernard MT Condensed 18 point, and adjust the row height and the centering. So a lot to do in this step. So let's first get cells A1 through D1 merged and centered. So now it's one cell in the center. Then we also want to change the font. So I'm going to click the font drop down. And I want to choose Bernard MT. Bernard MT. Next instruction, 18 point. So right now it's size 11. I'm going to change that to 18. Next instruction, we're going to change the row height to 31.5 and vertically center the information, so up and down. So 31.5, so click between the 1 and the 2 for the rows. Change that to 31.5. 31 is as close as you could get it. That will work. 31, and then right now it's at the bottom of that cell. We want to click so it's middle aligned. So now it's centered horizontally and up and down. So that was step 2. We're going to format all other row heights to 18 points. So let's select, using our row indicators, select them all, and then change them to 18. If we have them all selected, they will all change. So that'll save us time. Step 4 says change the fill color of A1 through D1 to blue accent 1, lighter 40%. So again, I want to go to A1 and change the fill to blue accent 1, lighter 40%. Notice if you hover over any of these colors, you'll get the exact specific color. Next, we're going to add a thick bottom border from A2 to D2. So A2 to D2, you're going to select the borders, drop down, and we're going to select thick bottom border. Now you can see we have a border just on the bottom, and it is thick. Change the width of column A to size 31. So in between A and B, drag that until it is 31. change the width of columns B, C, and D to 14. So we can select B, C, and D up here at the top so that they're all selected using the column indicator. And we're going to change those to size 14. So now all cells B, C, and D are size 14. Horizontally, that's side to side, center the data from B2 to D12. So B2 to D12, we want that to be centered. Next, in step 9, we are going to insert a row above Xenon letter size white paper. So I'm going to select the row indicator next to Xenon letter size white paper. So that row is selected. I'm going to right click and hit insert. And now I have inserted an extra row. And it says to move the Mega X41 computers up to that area. So Mega X41 computers down here at the bottom, I'm going to cut. So I'm going to right click, cut that, put my cursor in cell A5, and paste. So now all our Mega X are in one section. Step 10 here says insert a row above marker blue ballpoint pens and move the Xenon legal size color paper to the list of Xenon items. So I'm going to insert above mark maker blue ballpoint pens. So select the row 9 indicator, right click, insert, and then I'm going to bring this Xenon information, right click, cut, and then paste it up there. So now those are all together. The Xenon, the mark maker, and the Mega are all together in groups. Next, we're going to insert a row above each group. So Mega, Xenon, mark maker. So I'm going to insert, I'm going to select cell A3, the row indicator, right click, and insert. Same thing above Xenon, right click, insert. Same thing above mark maker. So the top of the group, right click, insert. And now we're going to put a title or heading in each of these sections. So our first heading is going to be Mega Computer Manufacturers. So here, cell A3, we're going to type Mega Computer Manufacturers. In cell A7 above Xenon, we want to do Xenon paper source. And above mark maker, we're going to select mark maker pin company. Now we have a heading above each group of items that we have in our inventory. Step 12 says to format the 3 headings to bold and italic. So each heading, we want to change to bold and italic. Step 13, format the prices in column D to currency with no decimal places. So select price, all of our prices. Up here in our numbers section, I'm going to select currency, the dollar sign. I'm going to decrease the decimal because the instructions say to use no decimal. All right, then A4 through A6, A8 through A11, and A13 through A15, we want to increase the indent. So A4 through A6, we want that to be indented underneath our heading. So we're going to select that and choose the increase indent up here on our home tab. One time. Select A8 through A10, increase indent. A12 through A15, increase indent. That was step 14. Now we're on step 15. Apply the light orange 20% accent style to the range A2 to D2. So we want A2 to D2, and we are going to change the style. So we're going to click Cell Styles, drop down on our Home tab, And we want the accent 6, light orange, 20%, accent 6, cell style. Now you can see here that it applied the style to A2 through D2. Step 16 says use the fill handle to fill down the information in row 15 to row 16. This is going to just make a copy. So I'm going to select A15 through D15, and then in the bottom right corner we have that little square. Notice how my cursor goes from a white cross to a black cross when I use the fill handle. Click and drag that information down. And it made a copy for us pretty simply. And we are going to change the information to say Mark Maker green ballpoint pens. So first we're going to change the red to green. Then our ordering code, I'm going to just copy that from our instructions and put it into our Excel document. Now you notice that the formatting looks different. So I'm going to select B15, choose my paint, format painter, and then paint that information. So now it has the same formatting. Then we have 30 in our inventory, and the price is $40. All right, step 18, we're going to change the orientation to landscape. So we need to go into page layout, orientation, landscape. Now you notice you won't see anything different until you would go to print the document. And then we're going to insert a footer with our name on the left and the date on the right. So we are going to go to the Insert tab, and we need to select Header and Footer. Also, we could go to the Page Layout tab. There's another option. So again, we're going to insert a footer. So in the top, we have our view, and we can go to Header and Footer is another option. So then we have our header and footer in our view. On the left, we want to put our name. On the right, we want to put the date. Now those are in our header, which we could see because we're changed our view. Next, we want to center the spreadsheet both horizontally and vertically. So we want to go to the Page Layout tab, and then Margins, Custom Margins, and horizontal and vertically center that. And again, we won't notice this until we go to print it. Next, we're going to scale the spreadsheet to 120% of the original size. So in order to do that, we're going to do File, Print, and we want to show details. And then right now, it's going to print to PDF, which is what we would like. And then we need to adjust our scaling. So right now, we could choose Scale to Fit, or we could adjust our scale. We could adjust our scale by selecting Margins and then Custom Margins, and make sure we're in the Page. So we've been in the Margins tab, now we're in the Page tab. We could adjust that to 120% and click OK. You'll notice that it made it larger when we print our sheet. And we want to print to PDF and submit the PDF on PowerSchool. So we'll go ahead and cancel out of that. And we're going to do File and Save As, just as we did. We're going to change that to PDF and click Save. Now we have a PDF to turn in on PowerSchool, and you can confirm that it's both vertically and horizontally centered. You can confirm you have your name and the date, that our information is indented underneath the headings. And then this is the PDF that you will turn in on PowerSchool.